Road trip time. Karen and I drove to Grand Bend, just pretty much straight north of here up on Lake Huron. And her and her friends had gone there last week and had an Airbnb for a whole 5 days. So, yeah, we went on a stop there on our first trip on our first leg of our road trip.
Hello, Sunshine, Captain Morgan. Who knows what the name of it is?
Oh, it's good for a while.
Yeah, gator size, the gator. It's humongous.
And then we stopped at a greenhouse at Listowel. Oh my gosh, look at these huge pots. They had like 6 or 8 of them, different colors, and just such beautiful product. Oh man, I could have spent a fortune. But luckily, in van life, I don't have any planters this summer. So I didn't buy a darn thing, but it was a beautiful. They had like 6 greenhouses all connected. It was amazing. And then we went to a little town called Elora and visited a park there. And oh man, it was just beautiful. Enamored with these fleabane. They look like little wee miniature daisies. I had to take pictures of them alongside the dandelions just to show how tiny they were. And the park was on a gorge so there was a big ravine down to a creek, but we didn't climb down there. It was really beautiful just walking along the top and the fence. Lots of little squirrels. And we walked all the way to the traffic bridge, and I joked. I said, "That's my house." Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Just gorgeous houses along there. And yeah, lots of beautiful trees. And we walked back to the one point. It says it's called Lover's Leap. And there's just a really beautiful steps you can go down. Actually, there's people taking pictures down there, so we interrupted that. It was really just so pretty. And of course, we had to stop and take a rest. Of course, we weren't having any fun whatsoever. And so that was Elora. Just such a pretty little town. Actually, I think it might even be a city. Really old buildings, some of them. And saw this beautiful magnolia tree on the way out. I've never seen one in Canada. I didn't know they grew here. Ontario is definitely the place for gardening. And then we had driven all through this Amish community and stopped at this little place at lunch, and that homemade ice cream in there was incredible. And the farms are amazing. They're all so tidy, and we bought some perennials from one lady's yard, and we stopped at this quite renowned restaurant. It's called Annie Mae's, and yeah, oh my God, the food was amazing. I'd go back there in a heartbeat. Bought a hat. Oh, and there's a little Amish gal. I think she's the only one that really was Amish. The rest were just dressed in black dresses and the same white aprons. And then we stopped in well, we didn't stop in Stratford, but we drove home that way. And that's where all the Shakespeare festivals are. And when we stopped in the next little town and visited Karen's brother Chuck, and he makes all these little fancy ornaments. And yeah, just in his spare time, he's a retired farmer. That's all his supplies. He's got like no lack of dishes to use to make these little designs with. It was really fun. I was so glad we stopped there just to see some of his stuff. And I specifically love this sign. Some people just need a high five in the head with a chair. And there's Chuck and I standing outside his with one of the first things he made years ago. And this is a bench of their Hollingsworth farm in 1846. Their family were one of the first settlers here.